To defy the odds, you have to risk everything and take chances. At Old Nation Brewing Company, we did just that. From an unknown startup brewery to standing alongside national craft brands in just under a decade, we remain one of the last of the large, independently owned breweries in Michigan. Our beer is respectfully brewed using only the highest quality ingredients, and we don't cut corners. With the times changing for everyone, one thing that stays the same is Old Nation's respect for great beer and the people who love it. We're growing in cans produced and fans made. When you taste our beer, you'll know why.
I wanted to just pass this along before we get into who said it and stuff. I thought it was a really interesting piece. Just kind of a comprehensive, quick notes about the Tigers. Jeff Passan does this every spring. And look, there's some interesting quotes in here and a couple of things about your Tigers. It's the things that I know is what he calls the article. So I wanted to just pass these to people as you're cruising around on a Friday. So you tell me if you're buying or selling what Passan has to say on each thing, okay?
Okay.
So point number one he makes. The season hinges on Tarik Skubal. He writes, the AL Cy Young winner is the best pitcher in baseball, the type of pitcher capable of delivering a season for the ages. Detroit needed every one of his 18 wins last year. And while improvement is difficult to come by, when you've turned in a sub 2.5 FIP season, basically your expected ERA, not the real ERA, one of just 15 pitchers to do so in the last 10 years. 15 total. Skubal, matching or besting that number would be rare. Only one pitcher with multiple 2.50 seasons or under. In that stretch, Chris Sale, a decent analog for hard-throwing, high-performing lefties, but also a reminder that being completely dominant tends to have short shelf life. With Detroit whiffing on its pursuit of Bregman, the offense will remain matchup-oriented for Hinch, and the lion's share of the success falls squarely on Skubal. Buy or sell, and do you believe he can become only the second pitcher in a decade to put back-to-back seasons together like he did? They basically repeat last year. You could say no. You wouldn't be wrong.
I'm going to say no because I didn't think that he would do it last year. I didn't think that he would no, because I wasn't rooting for him to get injured, but I didn't think that he would make it through the whole year healthy, if that makes sense. Didn't think so to say that he could do it 2 years in a row, I probably would say at some point he's going to get shut down for some type of an arm injury.
All right, Kenny, you buy or sell what Passan said about Skubal?
I buy it. I'm absolutely on board with that.
You think he can make history and be the second in a decade to do it?
Yeah, I think he can. Just based on what we saw last year. I mean, it seemed like he didn't just get a little bit better last year. He got a lot better last year after showing exactly what he could do. But
do you believe also what Passan's saying is, look, he's going to have to go out and spearhead 17, 18, 19 wins because the rest of the staff isn't good enough.
I do, and I'm not sure I saw anything last year that would tell me that he couldn't injury aside, by the way, because if that's the case, then forget about it.
All right, so let me...
And yes, Kenny, because I want that to happen.
Sure, yeah.
Let's just hope that injury will stay aside.
That's my only bugaboo. That's my only hang-up. But
so let me give you something super positive, super fun. You tell me if you're buying or selling this level of belief in the following player. Among players with at least 250 plate appearances last year, Kerry Carpenter finished 9th in weighted on-base average, behind only the following. Ready? Aaron Judge, Ohtani, Kyle Tucker, Juan Soto, Yordan Alvarez, Bobby Witt Jr., Vladdy, and Brent Rooker. That's the company he kept. The first 7 are among the top 11 players in baseball, and Rooker is an ascending star. Carpenter, this year, Kerry Carpenter will hit 30 home runs. Buy or sell?
Kerry Bonds.
I'm buying. I'm all in on Carpenter this year.
I will. I'll buy into this.
He assassinates right-handed pitching.
And my only hang-up is that's the only pitching he's going to face is right-handed pitching.
He'll play more against lefties. They've said it. They'll give him a little bit more runway.
Right, sure that he'll play, but what's his power numbers going to look like against lefties?
Yeah, but think about this. He got hurt, Kenny.
Yeah.
So without getting injured last year, look at the numbers while he was healthy. I think he's a legitimate 30 home run candidate.
I buy also because I do think he's that guy and he's a dog out there. But if I were to pick between the two that you proposed to me, I would take the Scooter one first.
So this is titled The Best Thing I Heard All Spring. It's just a funny quote from Jackson Jobe, who, look, the average fan doesn't know a lot about. He hasn't been up here long. Quote, I'm done with trying to dot a gnat's ass, Jackson Jobe said. Just here's my stuff. If you hit it good, odds are probably not. Close quote.
I like the confidence.
I love it.
I do.
I love that. And the last note, just something fun, and I think it's something we know here, but a lot of people nationally, if they read this, go, wait, what? In both August and September, the Tigers bullpen threw more innings in a month than any team had since 2018. And that's when Tampa Bay introduced the concept of an opener. Relievers threw 144 and a third innings.
So they're just catching up on our pitching chaos. No, I'm saying the national media.
Yeah, I mean, again, the Tigers were not really a story until the last 2 weeks in September. Everyone else was like, well, it'll fade. But yeah, 144 and a third innings, 2.9 ERA in August. And they were even better in September with a 2.41 ERA and 141 and two-thirds innings. That's almost 300 innings of baseball and a sub-3 ERA over 2 months. Yeah. That's why pitching chaos is unsustainable. But just some fun news and notes from Jeff Passan out of spring training. He does it for every team if you're interested in it. But the Tiger one, I thought, had some really interesting little tidbits.
The Kerry Carpenter, that one was...
He's going to hit 30 home runs.
The company that he's in is like, wow.
But see, that's where baseball is different to me than any other sport, is the data... It doesn't lie. Like the batted ball profile and how you play and it just, there's always an analytic to tell you like, hey, even if this guy's not producing in your eyes, the quality of contact, it will turn around. Like it's just different. Like there's no metric in basketball for pretty jump shots that didn't go in. 2.47. Like I don't
Fair.
Baseball has it though. It's such a unique thing. But yeah, if you want to whiteboard it, Carpenter, over under 30 and a half home runs. He's going over. Okay. He's going to have a monster year. David,
we'll do Tigers receipts coming up.
Oh, perfect. I can't wait. David, ticket text.
Remember, Torque burned us all last year.
I know. I dared to be optimistic with him, and look at how he rewarded us. David, what do you got?
Yeah, someone's saying we don't need Scooble to do what he did last year. We need the other pitchers to come around and give us something. Someone else says, yes, Kerry Carpenter is going to hit over 30 home runs. I can't wait to see it. Going to the ballpark. Can't wait. The injury thing is the only strike against Carpenter. He still hasn't played a full season. If he does, 30 home runs are the minimum.
Whoa.
James in Sylvania.
Wow. I like that. Well, look at case in point. Last year, 264 at-bats. He had 18 home runs. Guys, if he gets 500 at-bats, I don't see a scenario he doesn't get into the 30s. I mean, he's just a pure hitter. He's got the frame. I mean, he's got to be 225. Big kid, 6'2", 6'3". He just annihilates right-handed pitching. I'm all in on it. Maybe I've cursed him. I'm all in on Kerry Bonds.
I'll make sure that's in the receipts this year.
Yeah,
No. And
this captain will go down with his ship.
Maybe I'll have to sweeten this and make it like 32 and a half.
Make it 33 and a half.
Oh.
Make it 34. Wow. I don't care.
Somehow I heard a curse word behind that.
Kerry Carpenter to the moon. Big year this year for Kerry Bonds.
The blood moon.
That's right. Let's get to who said it next, shall we? 97.1.